Okay, Bismillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa ahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. You guys hear me good? Okay. So yesterday I thought we'll just do the first 5 ayahs of Surah An-Naba, but we kind of just spoke about Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We went over the details of what what word Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim comes from. Can anybody remind me? Can somebody tell me something they remember?
Um, Ar-Rahman is for all of Allah's creations, and Ar-Rahim is for only Allah's believers on the Day of Judgment.
Good. Yes. What is for all believers and what is for all only for the believers? Celine?
What?
Like you said, Ar-Rahman is for all of the creations. So what is for all the creations?
Is it like the way that we refer to Allah? Like one of the
So the Rahma, yeah. So Rahma meaning mercy. So Allah's mercy and kindness and love and all that. Yeah.
So His mercy and kindness towards all of His creations, and then just His believers.
Yes, exactly. Good. Okay, so who can tell me what surah is Surah An-Naba, Makki or Madani? Adam, can you tell me?
Makki.
Good. Okay. Okay, so we did kind of start the surah as well, but then it was just too much to focus for all of us, for myself and for all of you guys. So I'll just go over, I'm going to actually start the surah from the beginning, okay? So, and then, just 5 ayahs, okay? So the surah starts with, عَمَّ يَتَسَاءَلُونَ عَمَّ يَتَسَاءَلُونَ, okay? If you guys have your mushaf, you can look into it. If you do not, then you can write it down, whatever, or you can just, I want you to take down notes, but if writing Arabic part is difficult, then you can, just like I told you guys yesterday, take printout or something like that, okay? So, عَمَّ يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. If you wanted to look into the translation, عَمَّ يَتَسَاءَلُونَ means about what are they asking each other, okay? That's the translation. But now let's dive into it a little bit more, okay? So if you take the first word, amma, that you see over here, amma is actually this. If you break it down, it's actually this. Can you guys see the screen? It's actually an plus ma, okay? And an means about, okay? And ma means what? So when you do an plus ma, it becomes amma, okay? Now about what? Now let's break down yatasa'alun, okay? So the word yatasa'alun, the root word is sa, a, la. Sa'ala means to ask or question, okay? Sa'ala means to ask. Now, let me choose another color. Let me take blue. Yeah, over here means if a verb starts with yeah in the beginning, it means it's in the present tense and he is asking. It's in third person, a he, like a guy, okay? So he is asking, okay? Now, when there's yeah in the beginning and then una in the end, it becomes plural. What's the plural of he? Like if there's a lot of he, what do we refer to them as? I mean, I already said the word. If there's one person, we say he. If there are a lot of people, huh?
Them.
Them, they, right? So yeah in the beginning and una in the end means it's they. So they are asking. Okay? They are asking. Now, what does this ta over here show us? Ta over here shows us whenever there is a verb and then you see a ta in between the word form, not in the beginning of the word, okay? If ta comes in the beginning of the verb, it's something else. But if the ta comes after the ya or after the ta or something else, it means that mutual. Ta means mutual, like each other, okay? So they are questioning each other mutually, like they're asking each other basically, okay? It just shows it's both ways. It's not one way. It's not they are asking some other people. No, they're asking each other. Within the group, they are asking each other. So over here, now that we have broken down the meaning, okay, we know that there's a group of people. They are kind of questioning each other. They're conversing with each other, and they are like, what? I mean, they're basically questioning each other. So Allah is saying, what are they questioning each other and discussing? Meaning, uh, these group of disbelievers, they are kind of saying, you think what that Muhammad is saying is true? Okay. Can you believe he's saying the hereafter exists, after we die, we're going to be resurrected? That sounds like foolishness, right? So that's the kind of dialogue that's happening amongst the disbelievers. Do you see where we're going with this? So that's one meaning. The other meaning is also that they are asking Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They're basically questioning, not to find out, not with the intention to learn, but they are questioning with a mockery or rhetoric, okay, to make fun of Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, like we don't believe you. I mean, what are you even talking about in that tone? It's not like, oh, so there's going to be a hereafter. Like, it's not like out of humility or to actually seek the truth. It's just to mock at the message of Islam, of the Quran. Okay? So, amma yatasa'alun, what are they asking about? Okay? Now, the next ayah is ani naba'il azim. Do you guys have a mushaf in front of you? Because I don't have the ayah written down over here. Okay, so let me just write it down over here. Amma yatasa'alun. Number 2 is an naba'il azim. By the way, do you guys know how to read Arabic? Do you guys read Quran? A little bit? Okay. So Celine, are you following what I'm writing? A little bit? Okay. An naba'il azim. Okay. Now, this is an naba'il azim. An, you guys did this word already, right? Who can tell me what an means? We just spoke about an in the first ayah. Yeah, an. Anybody? If you okay. Yeah, Celine.
Was it they, or I can't remember actually.
Over here. See over here. What did I say? An means. It's the same word that's coming.
Asking.
An means about. Okay.
Okay.
So an. So they are questioning this. Now this ayah is continuation. What are they questioning about? They're questioning about. An means about. An-naba'il azim. They're questioning about an-naba'il azim. Now the surah is named after this word over here, an-naba. Naba means great news or big news. You see this word highlighted over here? Okay, big news. Naba means big news. Okay, Now, al-azim means the great. So, an-naba already shows it's a big news. And the fact that like an-naba already is big news, and then al-azim, it's Allah is saying it's a great big news. Okay, it just shows how big of a news it is. It's like saying you're watching the news, and then you on the news it says uh, the rain forecast. Okay, that's news. But if the rain forecast says there's going to be a rainstorm or it's going to snow in California, I mean, not in California, in the mountains it does snow, but where we live, it doesn't really snow, right? But if we said there's going to be snow, then it becomes a great big news. It becomes big news. Okay. Now, so Allah is saying it's great big news because it's bigger than a big news. Okay. It's the ultimate big news, meaning the hereafter. It's referring to the hereafter, by the way. The hereafter going to happen is a big news. It's not a small matter, right? We all know it's a big news. So that's what Allah is referring to over here when He says, "Anin nabail azim." So basically, these people are questioning and asking each other and mocking at Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Allah about the great big news, which is the hereafter that is going to happen soon. Yeah, Celine, I see you raised your hand. Do you have a question?
So, Neba means like big news, and then Al-Adhin means like great big news.
Yeah, Al-Azim means the great. So An-Naba Al-Azim means a great big news.
Okay.
So the news is already big, but like I told you, the example of a snowstorm coming is a big news. But this news is even bigger than that. Yeah?
Also, can I grab my Quran really quickly?
Sure. Okay, so Jenna and Adam, you have any questions? So far, everything seems good? Okay. So I'm going to, are you still taking down notes, or can I erase this just so that there's not much clutter? Are you done writing down?
Yeah, I'm done writing the Arabic.
Okay. Okay. Celine, are you ready? Like, can I erase what's on the board? Okay. 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 Now the next ayah is the third ayah is الذي هم فيه مختلفون. Okay. So let me just go to a white, or you know what, I'll just write it over here. The third ayah is الذي. If you have your mushaf, you'll see that. الذي هم فيه مختلفون. Okay. So if I were to translate this مختلفون, if I were to translate this in one go, just like a running translation for the ayah, it would mean that which they are about it or in it in disagreement. Okay, meaning the people who are questioning about the great big news, they themselves are in disagreement with it. Like they don't have one opinion. Yes, they're all against Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but amongst themselves itself, they have differing opinions. Okay, it's not like they all just deny hereafter and that's it. Some of them are like, yeah, that there's no hereafter at all. We die and that's it. Some of them are like, no, we'll be reincarnated as something else. Some of them are like, oh, you know, the rich and powerful people will still get to enjoy Allah's blessings, and the poor people will still be like low grade people in the hereafter. So, you know, they have different opinions. Okay, they are not all in agreement with it. So that's what Allah is saying. So if I were to put all ayah number 1, 2, and 3 together, basically this is how it would be. What are they questioning about? About the great big news, that which they are also in disagreement with. Do you get it? The total meaning of ayah number 1 to 3. That's what it means. Okay. Now let's break it apart. Alladhi means that which. okay? And the meaning can, so inshallah, the more we learn about the translation and, we'll see that this word alladhi keeps coming in the Quran, okay? And depending on the context, the meaning will slightly change. Like, let me give you an example in English. So if I were to say, he is the one who helped me in my school or something like that, okay? So no, let me actually write it down over here so you guys can see it. He is the one who helped me with my work, okay? That's the first sentence. The next sentence, that is the day in which I passed the exam or something. Okay, now let me tell you another one. Okay, this is the book which I recommended. Okay. Now, do you see all the words that I have written in caps? This one over here, this one over here, and this one over here. Okay. Okay, and let me also give another sentence. She is the one whose mom works at my school. Okay, so if you look at all these sentences, the words that are in caps, okay, that is alladhi over here. You see it? So they all are kind of like talking about something, and then you describe it more, you give a detail about it, and you have this is the one who, or in which, this is the book which, she's the one who's, right? It's all kind of describing it more, right? So, oh no, I erased the whole thing. Can I put it back? Yeah. So, alladhi means, wait, okay, there's no way I can do that. Alladhi is all these words that are in caps. Okay, so depending on the context, the meaning of the word alladhi will change. Is that clear? Okay. Now, whom, alladhi, that which, meaning that day in which, about which, whom, they, okay, whom means they. Who is the they? Who is the they? Over here.
Is it the people who are arguing?
Yes, exactly. The people who are arguing. Give me a minute, please. Okay. The people who are arguing. So, and fihi means in it. So about the day in that which they in it. What is in it or about it? Fi means in. Okay. Fi means in. Fihi means it. What's the it? Any?
Is it Day of Judgment?
Yeah, about the day, exactly. About the day of judgment, mukhtalifun. No, it's okay. Okay. About day in which mukhtalifun. Mukhtalif. Let me just erase all this, okay, and write mukhtalifun again. We're going to break down the word mukhtalifun now. Mukhtalifun. Okay. If you look into your mushaf, you'll see the word mukhtalifun, and we are going to break this. مختلفون, the meaning is the ones who are in disagreement. Okay, the word مختلفون means the ones who are in disagreement. Now, if we were to pick the root word from this, it's kha, lam, and fa. Okay, khalafa means to disagree. Okay, actually, and ta, you guys remember what I said about ta? Ta shows it's mutual, like amongst themselves. Remember? So ta is they disagree with each other. Now, what did I tell you guys about una? What does una show? Anybody? Jenna, do you have any answers? You have been quite quiet. I can't even see you. Please turn on your camera. What does una mean? Una means it shows that there are many, right? Mouse issues.
What did you say?
What?
What did you say? I couldn't understand what you said.
Oh, okay. Una means plural, like they all.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember, that's what we said, right? Una in the end of a word just shows that they all. Okay. Right. Okay. So una means they all. Now, what does مختلفون, the mu over here, what does that show?
Telecom means the ones who are in disagreement.
Yeah, so mu means, yeah, mu means the one
one.
or the ones. Yeah, good. So mu would mean the one, and because there's una in the end, it's plural, so the ones. So the ones who are in disagreement with each other. Good job, Celine, mashallah. Okay, so that's the end of the first three ayahs. Amma yatasa'alun, about what are they asking or questioning about? And in Nabil Azim, the great big news, which is the hereafter, الذي هم فيه مختلفون, that which they are about it or in it in disagreement with each other. Make sense now? Okay. Now the next ayah, the next two ayahs, if you look at it in your mushaf, it's very similar. The fourth ayah and the fifth ayah, كلا سيعلمون ثم كلا سيعلمون. Right? The only thing that's additional in the fifth ayah is the thumma. Otherwise, it's the same thing. كلا سيعلمون ثم كلا سيعلمون. What does the word كلا mean? كلا means, it's usually translated as nay in the olden English, but who says nay these days? Nay, no, right? There's also another word for no, which is, anybody know the word in Arabic for no? Yes, Jenna?
La.
La, exactly. So la means no. So la is basically a stronger no to denying something or refuting something, and then you're strongly affirming what happened, what comes after that. So if I say la, what they're thinking is wrong. Basically, that's the meaning of the ayah. Kalla sayalamun means no, they will soon come to know, meaning they are wrong and they'll soon come to realize that. That's what kalla sayalamun means. But because I'm using kalla, it's not just a no. It's like, no, they are so wrong, okay? They're so wrong and they will soon come to know for sure. That's stressing on the for sure they'll soon come to know. That's why kalla is used, okay? And also something else to keep in mind about kalla is, remember how we said the Mekki people were very poetic? And what do you usually do in poems? You express, right? So they were very expressive as well, but with their language. They had like strong language. So kalla is a strong way of saying, negating something, saying no to something, and confirming or affirming something that's said after it. Okay. So over here, so kalla is basically like a usage that Makki people used. People these days don't use it anymore. Okay, it's like an old usage. Okay, so كلا سيعلمون. Now let's write down سيعلمون. كلا سيعلمون. سيعلمون. I think you guys are going to be experts in breaking down words. You will already be able to say. Let me just finish. Okay. For the time being, let's just pretend sa is not there, okay? We are not going to look at sa. Just look at ya'lamun. Remember what we said about ya? What does ya show? Yeah, and then at the end we have una. Yes?
Yeah is in the present and a guide is asking.
Yes, yeah. So yeah means he. Okay, so okay, wait. First, let me tell you what alama is. Alam is the root word, which means to know. Okay, alam means to know. So ya'lam means, like Celine said, it's a guy. So he knows, right? Ya'lam means he knows. And because una is there at the end, what does ya'lamun mean?
They all know.
Exactly. Perfect. MashaAllah. You catch up so fast, MashaAllah. So ya'lamun means they know. They all know. Okay. So now let's look at the sa over here. The sa over here. Sa. Anybody know what sa means? Jannah, do you know what sa means? From the translation that I said, they will know, ne or kalla. They will soon come to know. What do you think sa means? Adam, Jannah, Celine? Any of you? Okay. Sa means soon. Okay. So soon they will come to know. So if I said ya'lamun, it just means they know, okay, or they will know. Because I'm adding sa, it means they will soon come to know. Okay. Now, so kalla sayalamun, no, they are wrong. They will soon come to know that the hereafter is indeed true. That's what it's implied over here. Okay. Now, the next ayah basically says the same thing. ثم كلا سيعلمون. Summa means then, okay? Then they will soon come to know. So Allah is just saying, كلا سيعلمون. No, they're wrong. Soon they'll come to know. And then Allah is again saying, then again they will soon come to know. That's what Allah is saying over there. Okay? Now, why is Allah mentioning it twice? Why is there a repetition of the ayah? Any idea? Any guesses?
Is it maybe to like make his point stronger?
Yeah, exactly. For emphasis, right? For emphasis. That's the word you're looking for. So there are two reasons. Number one is what Celine said, for emphasis, okay? And the second reason is the first كَلَّا سَيَعْلَمُونَ is talking about the death of the person. Because these people were denying that there is life after death, right? So when you die, they already start experiencing the transition into the other world, right? So that's the first كَلَّا سَيَعْلَمُونَ. That's the first realization that they'll have. That's the first they will come to know. As they die, they're being taken into, it's a transition world. It's called barzakh. When they get into barzakh, like what the soul experiences in like the body is no more, but then the soul never dies. Okay, which is a good thing if you think about it. Our souls never die. Okay. The second ثم كلا سيعلمون is, you know how everybody will be dead and then on the day of judgment the trumpet will be blown when everybody comes back to life with our bodies. So that's the second realization. Oh, so we are coming back to life with our physical bodies. That's the second realization. Okay, because they used to deny both. They used to deny that their soul will continue to exist, and they used to deny that we'll be resurrected, right? So now these two things, like they'll come to know. One, when they die, they come to know that, oh, my soul is not dying. The second realization is when they're resurrected, they come to know that, oh, resurrection happens. Okay? So that's the second realization. So reason number one is they both have slightly different meanings, what I just said. And reason number two was what Celine said. It's for emphasis. You know how when you talk to people and you really want to strongly say something, you kind of repeat it? That's the same thing. Okay? Now, the last point I have over here, as you can see, is what is the difference between sa and sawfa? You guys know the surah Al-Hakum Al-Takathur? Do you know that surah? You have it memorized? Okay. So in that, okay, even if you don't have it memorized, let me just read it out for you guys. The surah goes like this. It's a short surah. It's one of the surahs in the end. Al-Hakum Al-Takathur حتى زرتم المقابر كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون. Does that sound familiar? So ألهاكم التكاثر has كلا سوف تعلمون, and it's repeated again, just like in this surah. ثم كلا سوف تعلمون, the same thing. Okay, now this surah has كلا سيعلمون. Okay, so as you can see, this word and this word over here is almost similar, except for the ta over here and the ya here. And the same thing is repeated again. ثم كلا سيعلمون. Okay, basically the same thing. So for now, let's ignore this, the ta and ya. We are going to ignore that, this difference, ta and ya. That's just, you know, a small difference. Basically, ya means they, and ta would mean you all. Okay, you all know and they all know, but that's not what we are focusing on. What I wanted to bring to your attention is this part. Over here in Al-Hakum Al-Takathur, Allah says Sawfa, whereas over here, Allah says Sa. If you were to translate both Sa and Sawfa, they both mean they will soon. I mean, they will, it basically means something in the future, okay? They'll soon come to know. The difference though is in these ayahs, in this surah, in Surah An-Naba, not this one, the Sa. Sa means it's immediate, like it's the near future, okay? Whereas Sawfa is still future, but it's a gradual future, okay? So Sa is more urgent, and it's going to, Allah is telling that you're soon going to come to know. We are not too far away from that day that you will have the realization. Okay? So that's the difference between Sa and Sawfa. Just something to keep in mind. I'm not expecting that you know it all, you keep it memorized or anything. The reason we are learning in this way is two things. One is when you learn the meaning of the Quran, breaking down each word, the benefit of that is, inshallah, as you build your vocabulary and your Arabic skills, the more Quran that you read and learn, the more it's going to help you understand it quick. You see how, like, the first time I explained to you guys about amma yatasa'alun, yatasa'alun, and by the time we came to say alamun, you guys could already figure out that it is talking to them, right? It's not you all, it's they all, right? So these things will kind of help you understand the meaning more as you keep going on this journey of learning Quran. Whether it's with me or whether it's by yourself or with some other teacher, you'll be able to grasp it faster, okay? That's reason number one why I like to teach it in this manner. The second reason is, subhanallah, people say that the Quran is a miracle, okay? The biggest miracle of the Quran is the language itself, because there's so much that, like, all this is lost in translation. When you're translating, you don't get all this, right? But when you when you delve deeper into the words itself are so miraculous in nature. Like, just one difference, like, for example, the sofa and sa, it makes a huge difference in how you understand the ayah. Over here, it's talking about the day of judgment, so Allah is telling that you'll soon come to know. Whereas sofa is meaning it's in another context. So Allah doesn't want to use this word sa, instead He uses sofa. So all these things make that subtle difference, right? So you'll appreciate the language of the Quran more when you start learning it in this way, okay? Yeah, this is what I wanted to cover with you guys. Do you have any questions? Are you sure? Okay. Can I have an honest feedback? Do you guys like this style, or do you want to, what do you prefer? Like, is this too much to take on, or do you enjoy learning in this manner?
I like this style.
Okay. Who was that? That was Celine? Oh, that was Adam. Okay. How about you, Jenna and Celine? Is this a lot to take on?